Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Chill Out podcast. So, I'm feeling very Parisian today, okay? Maybe like the Temu version of a Parisian girl, but hey, I was vibing with this outfit, okay? So don't judge me. Like, honestly, YOLO, I felt really comfortable in this outfit. So, I want to be cozy and comfortable, like, while we are hanging out, okay? So, I was thinking about what I wanted to speak about this week, and I wanted it to be an episode that was an honest reflection of where I'm at right now and also how I've been feeling. Because I can't sit here on this couch and like try and force something. It's just not who I am. And when I was thinking back in my life, because obviously this is like the last year of like my 20s, like literally in a month's time, I'm going to be 30. And when I look back, I immediately think about falling in love for the first time and that whole experience and how that really was such an important and valuable and beautiful time in my life. And that is what I will be speaking about this week. So, in my honest opinion, I did not think that real love actually existed. Like the stuff that you see in the movies. Like, okay, sure, like I was a hopeless romantic, like hoping I would find someone that I would really vibe with and who I would love and who would love me and all of that type of stuff. But you never actually understand something or believe something until you've actually experienced it. So when I reflected back on like my 20s and the experiences that I've had that have really shaped me as a person, and when I think of one of the best things from my 20s, it would be my first relationship. I know there is like people out there who have had like multiple relationships, and you're honestly so lucky that you've had multiple relationships where you feel like you've experienced love. But like I'm here like chatting about like the one real experience that I've had. But like I swear I'm not lame. It's not like I haven't had options or like interests. I just feel like the first relationship that I had was like such a good one. And it was something that I've never experienced ever before. And I didn't know that you could actually love someone that much and in such an honest type of way, like the same amount of love that you would feel like for your family. It was my first time experiencing that overwhelming, over-consuming, authentic, beautiful, freeing like feeling of love. I sometimes struggle with like not wanting to overshare certain things in my life because it's cringe and awkward. But doing the podcast for me is like art, okay? It's a way for me to express myself and also share experiences that we can hopefully relate to together. And part of living is expressing real honest emotions. And I am a deep person, like it's not a secret. It's annoying at times, but life to me is art. It's messy, it's honest, it's hard, it's beautiful, and it's never perfect. And love can be very complicated. But like when you're in love, it's such a beautiful feeling. I personally can't even describe it. So my previous history with boys haven't been an easy one. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and lie. Okay, let's just keep it short and say that they just weren't the one, okay? And it wasn't meant to be, and that's okay. And obviously it like sucks in the moment, but in hindsight, I look back at those times and I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, Kelly, what were you thinking? Okay? I just haven't had the best track record with guys who like treat me well, if you know what I mean. I met my first boyfriend at work. I remember like exiting a really bad time in my life and looking to like start fresh and find myself again. And I walked in on my interview day, saw him standing there, and immediately in my mind was like, yes, I want him, he's cute. And then working in the same environment with him eventually, I was like, oh, no way. Like, no way would he ever go for me. He's like this cool, laid back dude, and I'm for sure like not his type. And eventually, I ended up just like crushing hard in silence, okay? So embarrassing. And I made up some excuse to like get his number so that it would like open up a line of communication. And then we like started becoming actual friends and like slowly hanging out. And there was this clear attraction and some chemistry. And it's crazy because we like, one of the things that we used to do together was we used to like chill And this was the first time I ever knew like Netflix was a thing. And we would watch that show Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is so funny. And like that just became like such a fun activity to do, okay? And this was before I even knew, like, oh my gosh, I was like, wow, like he has Netflix. Like, so funny. And it's crazy. Like, I've crushed on guys before, obviously, but this really felt different. Anyways, long story short, a few months after that, he asked me to be his girlfriend in the car at the beach, one of my favorite places, on New Year's Eve. Okay, and I couldn't believe it. I was on cloud nine, literally. And just that whole experience, like, it sounds so simple, but to me it was so magical and it was so special. There are like too many memories and like fun moments that I can't share on here, but our days were like spent chilling in his car like for hours, just like talking and staring at the waves, or going on mountain walks in like the heat of summer, or sitting on the beach watching him surf and sharing sunsets together. And I also actually went to one of my very first festivals with him. And I'll call it like a hippie music festival because I was very much in like my hippie era back then. Like my style consisted of wavy curly hair, crystals, self-help books, gypsy pants, oversized sweatshirts and shorts, and just feeling so free. And we went to this like 7-day music festival, which was like a camp vibe, and you're like in nature, and it's like, it's so beautiful. And the trance music literally did not stop the entire time, but it was such a vibe. And we lived on like toasted cheese sandwiches and flying fish seltzers, but it was such a fun experience, like dancing in the mud and like being one with the earth. Okay, that sounds like so weird, but you know what I mean. Okay, everything was like so new to me, like having an actual boyfriend and actually feeling like you can literally be your authentic self with this person, and you have each other through life. And I love writing. I think I'm like a natural writer, but I would write him love letters. And he made me like this really cute photo album for my birthday of like all of our memories, because I'm basically a photo hoarder. Okay, but that was like so sweet. And when you're in that love state, everything just feels so good, and you're like obsessed with each other, and you're like best friends, and being able to like share your life with someone is something so special and beautiful. And I really hope that I'm able to experience that type of love again. But I'm truly lucky that like the first real relationship that I got to have was with someone special, and also with someone so sweet and lovely in the relationship. The thing is, once things end, it sucks, okay? And it's taken me like literally 3 years to finally start like slowly closing that chapter for good, and starting to leave those feelings behind and keep them in those memories and in that time of my life, which will always be so special to me and sacred. And it's hard, okay? Like the amount of guilt that I felt when it ended, and the amount of sadness and feeling so scared to be alone. And then obviously like time passes, and then as most people do, they like try getting back together, and it never really works out most times, because it would take a lot of work from both people. And usually both people have sort of like moved on emotionally, even if they can't admit it. And it just becomes this like complicated thing, because you are familiar with each other. There is love there. There is a connection. But I think once you outgrow a relationship and both people have changed, you either have to accept that, you know, things are just never going to be the same again, and it's never going to work out. Or you need to try and like meet each other where you're at and grow together, move forward together, or decide to like just simply cut ties completely and just heal and move on without them. And that's a super scary thing to do, because now this person who you could really rely on before, you know, through good and through bad in life, you know, they're not there anymore at the capacity that you've once had them, and you feel disconnected and you feel alone. And for me, I struggled with that a lot, because I made someone like my entire life, which a lot of people do. And then once that relationship ends, you're like, who am I? Like, am I able to be on my own? Or or you just feel like really lonely and you have this like empty void in your life. You no longer have someone next to you in bed at night, or someone to like eat dinner with, or someone to say good morning to. Everything just seems uncomfortable and strange. And that's the reality of a relationship that ends. And that process of now trying to get over that person who was once like the love of your life is so, so hard and so painful. Like some days are easier than others, and time does sort of heal things in a way. So if you are still like simmering over unresolved feelings with your first love, or even your last relationship that like meant a great deal to you, my unprofessional advice would be to first take a moment to be by yourself without any distractions and really listen to what you are feeling, because that will help you understand yourself so much better. And when you do, things become so much clearer, which means you become more secure in your decision making and you can make the best decision for yourself. The next thing would be honest with them about how you feel, instead of trying to like play it cool and like act unbothered and unaffected by no longer having them in your life. I think that even if you send them a text or call them and have a conversation, or if you no longer want to communicate with them, maybe like write them a letter in your journal, just to help you confront your true feelings and be honest about where you're at, because lying to them or lying to yourself will only like stop you from fully moving on and healing. And trust me on this, okay? Because I've always tried like playing it cool and like playing it super chill, and like it never works out. And I think being vulnerable and being honest always works in the end, because you are speaking your truth, and that is a whole freeing experience for you in order to actually move on. I think the next best thing to do is cutting contact for a while. Like if you don't feel that connected to them emotionally anymore or romantically, and you can be their friend, great. Like try it out. Like I did, but for me it just didn't work out. It just complicates things. So if just stepping back and like cutting ties is going to help you, then do it. You would like have to protect your boundaries and your mental peace in life, even if it sucks and it's hard for you not to have them in your life. And I feel like the right person will embrace the things that you once felt like you had to hide, which is so true, because so often we try and find like this perfect person or have this perfect relationship, and the reality is, and something that I've learned is, there is no perfect relationship. It just needs to be two people who fully accept each other, who genuinely love each other and want to grow together, and they will do whatever it takes to make it work and to actively love each other every single day. That to me, I feel like makes a really good, successful relationship. It's two people that are committed to each other and that want to be together. And what most people do after trying to like move on is they hop on a dating app or they go out for the night and meet people. And if that's your vibe, like you go, Glen Coco. Okay. It's just not my vibe. I think I have so much to learn about myself still. Like I still need to grow and heal properly and rediscover myself. And it's sad not having that person, you know, in my life anymore. And it's so crazy how you can literally be so close to someone and then like all of a sudden you become less than acquaintances to each other. It's such a weird feeling I'm navigating, but like through the journey, I feel like, of self-discovery and through healing, I really think and believe that anyone is capable of finding genuine love again, even while healing. And even after having a relationship that was so special to you. I think that just always being yourself and knowing your own worth so that you attract someone deserving of your love is so important. Like last week, I was resting in child's pose in my yoga class, and the instructor kept repeating how you are worthy of love even while you are healing, and that you aren't this broken thing. Like you are whole and you are complete on your own, and you will be okay. And I don't know why, but that like literally resonated with me. It touched my soul. Okay. I was like laying down. I was like, oh my gosh, this is for me. Like it's time for a change. It's time to start moving on. And that's kind of what inspired this episode, was just being honest with yourself about where you're at, because that shows that you genuinely want to grow and move forward with your life and close a chapter that was once really painful to let go of, and welcome new beginnings and welcome fresh energy in your life and really focus on your own happiness again. And I found that like so beautiful, and yeah, like it just inspired this whole episode. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you also enjoyed like my little story time, and also hopefully like my unwarranted advice about dating, and I hope it provides some value to you and also makes you feel less alone, because thank goodness, okay, it sounds so bad, but like thank goodness heartbreak is a universal thing, because imagine going through something like this alone. Like it honestly sucks, but I feel like there is always a light at the end of the tunnel and you will be okay. So lean on the people in your life that love you and keep on focusing on your own happiness and on your own life. And that's all you can literally do. And before you know it, you'll be just fine, and you'll find your happiness again, and you'll feel good again, and everything will work out. So I will see you guys next week, Sunday. Thanks for chilling out with me. Take it easy, okay? I love you. Bye. Peace.